week we spoke about the red flags and focused on the flags for guys. Um, it was a very interesting conversation. We didn't want it to end, but it had to end. Okay. Um, so today I thought that initially I thought I would just continue on the red flags for guys, but I mean we need to move on. Okay. So today I'll just treat the ones for ladies so that next week we can take questions and answers. And I'll try to do a very quick recap, very quick, of what we did last week, and then I would run straight to the conversations for today. Okay, and it's quite tempting when I say I want to do a recap because sometimes I end up, saying a lot. But maybe I'll just run through the first 10 points we talked about, and then I'll move on. So, we talked about the red flags in the guy, and then the first red flag I said is if he's not born again. Okay, if he's not born again, if he does not attend a local church, if the word of God is not the center of his reality and his worldview, okay, if he doesn't share the same doctrine with you, then all of that matter under the concerns for spirituality. Okay, and if he doesn't tick those boxes, then you want to find somebody else who does, because it's important. One of the purposes of marriage is to raise up godly children. Okay, it's one of the reasons God ordained the institution of marriage. Okay, so if people are not of the same spiritual values, how will they be able to raise up godly children? All right, so you want to look at those points. I also talked about the fact that if he doesn't want to define the relationship, if he doesn't want to make it official, it's a red flag. If he doesn't intend to get married to you, or he's always avoiding the marriage conversation, it's a red flag. If he's a stingy man, it's a red flag. If he has a superiority bias and he lets you know that, well, as a man, he's superior to you as a woman, that is not scriptural. That is not even proper. Human beings are equal, male and female, equal. Okay, so if you find anybody who tries to treat the female as though she is subservient and is subordinate, that is not right. Okay, that's a basis for control and abuse. All right, we said if he's lazy, he's laid back, he cannot pursue anything, no vision, run away. If he tells you that all men cheat, run away. If he tells you that, if you find out that this guy doesn't have character in any way, lies, steals, cuts corners, it's not straightforward, it's questionable behavior, those are red flags. All right. So much for that. We shared a lot. I'll encourage you to watch the video from last week. I'll encourage every one of us to do that. It's on our Instagram handle. It's also on our YouTube page at Single and Ready Club. All right. And then we'll move on to the red flags to look out for in a lady. Okay. Now, this is very important. Many times we focus on the guys because typically the responsibility for the relationship lies on the guy. Typically, that's how God ordained it. Okay, let me give a bit for our listeners on Mixler to join. Okay, yeah, we're live there now. Okay, so I was saying something that when we speak about relationships, many times, personally, I love to shine the spotlight on the male, on the guys, okay, because the man is the head of the home. That's what the Bible makes us understand. And this is not about civilizations or popularism or what society likes. It's what is a standard that was set by God. Okay, the man is the head of the home, so it means that if the home works, many times the responsibility for the working of the home is on the man. Okay, I'm not saying that there's no input from the woman, but we're talking about leadership here. If he creates a proper environment for the home, it would work. Okay, but when there are challenges in the home, even if the woman is at fault, many times we talk to the man because, there are also things you need to do. You need to also learn how to navigate this ship well so that it sails properly. Okay, but this time we decided to also point, the beam on the ladies, because there's certain qualities you see in a lady and you're really going to be concerned especially if what you were thinking of was how to wife this lady. Okay, so you see some of those qualities, you're definitely going to be concerned. And like we said about these red flags, they are indicators that tell you beware. Some tell you danger. All right. And what you need to do is you observe that person. If there is no indication that they are ready to make changes, to put in the effort to become better, then tell yourself that you need somebody else. Because most times what happens is people get into relationships and forget that they can also get out of those relationships. You get in there, it's not working, it's making you depressed every day, it's making you sad every day, it's draining your energies, and you just feel like you must remain there. That isn't right. You have the authority, you have the right to walk out of a situation that is not contributing positively to your life. You need to know this, okay? And in one of our sessions in September, we said, that a lady has the right to say no when asked out. It must not be yes. Many people get into relationships simply because they were asked out. No, you don't have to do that, all right? You don't have to do that. So straight away, red flags. And I hope the young men are going to watch this video. I hope they're going to find value in what we're saying. And young ladies here listening to, if you hear some of these qualities, just make sure it's not you I'm describing. In other words, if you find some of these qualities in yourself, then please put in the effort to try to become a better person, because at the end of the day, we all desire the best for ourselves. So straight away, red flags, what do we look out for in a lady that want to get married to? Okay, now I want to establish that the first, most of the qualities I mentioned in the red flags for a guy actually still apply to the lady. Okay, many of them still apply to the lady. But like I said earlier, we tend to emphasize certain areas on the male because of the leadership role of the home. Okay, now that don't mean that the guy should be sold out to the things of God, and then the lady should not. No, the spirituality principle applies to both male and female. Okay, because they need to be on the same page. Okay, so the same red flags of if she is not born again, if she does not exalt the word of God as her center of reference, as the basis of her truth, as the reference of her worldview, then you want to be concerned, because you guys are going to have a lot of arguments, and you need to be able to find what basis, for settlement, what's going to be the authority. That you say, okay, now that you have this opinion and I have that opinion, let's see what the word of God says about it. But if she's someone who doesn't give in to the word of God, who the lordship of Christ doesn't hold, in her heart, then you're definitely going to have trouble there. So I just want to say it's one of the important points, even though I emphasized it more for the guys, it's also very important for the ladies. She should be born again. She should love the things of God. Okay, she should also be accountable to people in her life. All right. And then you don't want a lady who has character issues. I have seen certain ladies who are very cunning. Okay, they scheme a lot, they lie a lot, they steal, indisciplined. All right. As a man who sees a beautiful lady you're interested in, and you're beginning to tell yourself that, okay, she's going to be the one. You want to look out for all of those kind of indications. And the truth is, we tell people that in the stage called dating, that is where all of these conversations happen. That's the time where you should pay attention to what forms this person's values. Okay? Yeah, some people can pretend, but trust me, you cannot pretend all the time. You will get tired over time. You will give yourself away over time. And most times it's in the conversations. Do you understand? So you really need to slow down on all them romantic things that are just, you feel your hormones jumping up and down all over the place, especially when the young man sees a beautiful girl, but hey man, you need to stop that, put yourself under control, and discuss with her and be friends with her and have harmless hangouts. Okay, so every time you hang out, you're pressing and kissing. Calm down. Have harmless hangouts so that you can observe and know who the quality, the quality of this person's character, who exactly you're discussing with. Very important. So you want to pay attention to that. Okay. Is she character deficient, or does she have a godly character? Pay attention to that. Okay. Now, the next point I will mention that you should take note of is a lady who is overly jealous and controlling. I will say it again, overly jealous and controlling. Now, I added overly there because you cannot love someone and not have a level of jealousy about that person. And that level I'm talking about is the acceptable one, where you just want to protect something that is of value to you. You have that towards anything and anyone that is of value to you. If you buy a very expensive phone, you're going to protect it jealously. You see, if you have anything that is of value in your life, you're going to guard it jealously. The same applies to someone whom you say you love. Okay, now that level of jealousy, where it is just about ensuring that the person is okay, ensuring that the person is still yours, and nobody is collecting them from you, so you want to pay attention to certain basic things. Now that is okay, all right, but where it becomes a challenge is where the controlling feature comes in. You want to know everything that this person is doing, not just that you want to know for knowledge sake, but you want to know as per to approve or disapprove because of your insecurities, because you're concerned perhaps somebody is going to take him away from me. Why is he saying hi to those ladies? I mean, why can't he just get in the car and leave after church? Must you greet everybody? But before you came into his life, he's been greeting everybody. Okay, now that you're there, he should no more greet anybody because you're there. Come on. You see, so you need to cut yourself some slack. But young men, you need to observe, if she's overly jealous, I mean, she's quarreling with all the girls in church because you're saying hi to them after service, and if you're a leader in church and then some of your members are saying, hey, I want to see you, and you have to sit, discuss with them, she'll stay in one corner and be eyeing you guys and giving all the body language so that you are uncomfortable, the young lady is uncomfortable. You need to look out for all of those signs because it is unhealthy. All right, and it can be a red flag that this person will have serious jealousy issues, and can give you a lot of problems. Okay, so she's checking, where are you going? Who are you with? She wants to monitor your life. I know a lot of ladies who monitor their husbands as though there is nothing else they are doing with their lives. Listen to me. Listen. You owe yourself peace. Okay, you owe it to yourself to have a peaceful life. Okay, if your guy has tendencies to misbehave, you will see all of those things even before you decide, to get married to that person. My point here is when you see all of those signs while you guys are still in the relationship, that is when you should tell yourself that, hey, this is not a do or die affair. All right. You need to go back and listen to the series we talked about, wrong reasons people get married, because a lot of people see these things, but they say, I can't break up now. We've dated for 2 years already. Where will I start from? No, if you see the signs that this person is going to give you headaches, and you're not going to be at peace, then you don't have to force yourself to continue. You owe it to your life to live a peaceful life. You owe it to yourself. Do you understand this? So instead of getting overly jealous and controlling and start suspecting every female figure in his life, he picks a phone, you hear a lady's voice on the other end, you start getting angry, you start saying hurtful words and all of those things, only for you to be embarrassed that he was talking to his mother or his younger sister or perhaps his boss at the office, and you have already created a sin. Do you understand? All of that is not necessary. So young men, you want to look out for these qualities in a girl. If she's overly jealous, she's controlling, it has to be her say. You have to do what she wants. If not, she's going to give a very terrible attitude for weeks. You're going to spend the rest of your time apologizing, and she's not going to have it simply because you didn't do exactly what she wants. No, that's a potential trouble point. Do you understand? That's why it's a red flag. You want to look out for those things. All right. Take that very seriously. All right. Now, the other point that I'm going to talk about is if the young lady is more interested in your wallet than your prospects. Okay, I'll say it again. If she's more interested in your wallet than your prospects, it is a red flag. Now, what do I mean? If you recall, okay, when I was speaking about red flags for the guys, I said it is wrong for a guy who's in a relationship with a girl to be stingy with her, because you cannot love without giving. Okay, so I'm just saying that to establish that I have already said that guys should be favorably disposed to, showering gifts and material blessings on the one whom they choose to love. Okay, you should be favorably disposed to that. You should do it and have joy. Not do it and you're checking how much is left, how much did I spend? It's expensive, or that restaurant, I've never go there. No. Do it and have joy because she's happy. That's what the guys should do. But then we're talking about the ladies who all that they know is give me, buy for me, do for me, take me there. Now, you want to be careful with these kind of ladies, because all they're concerned about is what they can get out of you. Those are the kind of ladies whose self-esteem is tied to the gifts and the materialism they can get out of their man. Perhaps they're comparing themselves with other ladies who are living the flashy life, and they probably got some expensive gifts off of their boyfriends. Okay, and now they want to put that pressure on you. Today it's her birthday. Tomorrow it's this restaurant. Next tomorrow is this VIP club in town. The other day it's clothes. The other time is hair, and then then it's perfumes, then it's the latest phones and all of these things, that all she knows is how to collect from you. Listen, when you see those signs, what it means is that this lady is not a wife material. Why am I saying that? Because somebody who wants to really feature in your life for the long term will be concerned about helping you to build your empire. Ladies are blessed with that grace, with that gift. They would rather want to help you save, want to help you get involved in investments, want to ensure that the future is secured. And why is that the case? Because the woman in herself has a great need of security. And it's not just physical security, it's also security emotionally. She wants to be sure that she is the only one in your life. She wants to be sure that, yes, while she's the only one in your life, you guys are not going to go hungry. So she wants to be sure that you are able to take care of her and the children. She wants to be sure that you are doing well enough to give the family the life that she has imagined. Do you understand? So if she's really interested in a lifetime with you, rather than help you spend everything you have, she would ensure that you are channeling your resources towards productive ends, so that rather than spend, you will be investing. Rather than always hang out and spend money, she will cook in the house and it is cheaper and you guys have a nice time, rather than going to all the fancy places, rather than travel every holiday. She tells you, no, we travel once in 2 years. Let us have a plot of land there. Let us build. Let us do this. You say, oh yeah, what if the person is already rich and he already has all them resources? Even at that, a lady who is solely concerned about your resources and materialistic things is not a wife lady. A real wife woman will be concerned about securing what you have and building with you and helping you multiply. That is one of the blessedness of a good woman. Okay, so young men, watch out. If she's more interested in your wallet than your prospects, she doesn't care about what you're working hard in the office, you're working hard on a business, and all she knows is to tell you to get an expensive hair that will cost you like your 1 month salary or even beyond that, or gadgets that you have to take loans to afford. And you see, I see a lot of guys do these things and I just laugh, because some of them are working really hard to impress the women that they say they love. Meanwhile, these women are not wives, they're just knives, because all they do is cut you and get you to bleed until you cannot survive it anymore, and then you're gone. Okay, so you need to really look out. Is she a wife material, or is she a knife? Is she cutting you down? Is she killing you, or is she contributing to your life? If all she wants is buy for me, take me here, all the choice vacation spots in the world, you don't want that kind of pressure in your life. With proper planning, when the family is doing well, you guys can live the life of your dreams. You see, but there's something called delayed gratification. There's something called self-discipline. There's something called planning. Do you understand? There is a process in life. You can't start doing all of those things just yet. You don't get you don't get rich in a hurry. No. The Bible says that those who get wealth quickly, it mounts wings and flies away. You see, so you don't get rich in a hurry. It's a process. People who get rich suddenly lose the wealth suddenly. Go and check out a lot of lottery winners. Many of them don't stay millionaires for their lifetime. Because they got it suddenly. They didn't know they don't know the process, the discipline of creating wealth. So they lose it suddenly. As suddenly as they got it, they lost it again. All right. So if she's interested in your wallet more than she's interested in your future, as a young man, you want to run from that kind of person, because she's going to run you down and out. And then guess what? When you no longer have the money to spend like you used to in your heydays, she's gonna leave you. She's gonna leave you. She's gonna go to the next man who has the money. Because for her, it's all about the money, money, money. All right, that is what it is. It's not about you. It's not about the future. It's not about any other things. It's about the money. It's about what can I get out of him? When can I get it? And how much of it can I get? Okay, they say get all you can and can all you get. Do you understand? So you want to look out for that. All right, if she's more interested in your wallet than in your prospect, in your future, then she's not a wife material. Okay, now another quality you want to look out for in a young lady is someone who doesn't have trust. There are people who lack trust. Now, you say, it's not their fault now. They've been jilted severally in life. All these men that has come have used and dumped them. You start giving excuses why a young lady just happens to be, wary of every young person, every young man in her life, particularly the person she's in a relationship with. Okay, now listen, and let me say this. In fact, there is no relationship without trust. There is no relationship without trust. Okay, now, in the course of dating, it is important that you and the lady in question have discussed what your values are. You guys, and in these discussions, you keep it as open and plain as possible, because you're considering doing life with this person. So, you're not about to start hiding certain things. There's a level of vulnerability you allow, where you get a little bit into, a little bit, take note of some personal information, as to what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, what your values are, what you love, what you hate, what you detest, what you would not do at gunpoint, and stuff like that. You get into all of those conversations. Now, it is important that while you're having all of those conversations, like I said, there's a measure of vulnerability that you share. Okay. Now, if in this stage of conversations, with all that you have said and demonstrated to her, she still suspects you, she still doesn't trust you, because the last guy she dated, he said a lot of nice things to her, but yet he cheated on her with her best friend. You hear all of those kind of stories a lot. Listen, you are not that guy. And ladies, you people need to know this. Well, generally, people just need to know this, because it's not just a ladies thing, okay? Many people carry the hurts from their previous relationships, from their previous experiences in life. They carry those hurts and punish the genuine people in their lives today. So somebody lied to you before. You were dating him. You did not know that he had 3 children. And when you asked him, why did you not tell me you are married with 3 children? He said, I forgot. I posted that thing on my status last week. It was just a rib cracker. So because of that, the next man you meet, who is clearly single, who you have even gone to his house, you have seen his family members, and you have confirmed that he's single, one part of your mind is still telling you it's a lie. Maybe this one self has married before. You take that past experience and punish this genuine relationship in your life right now, because you refuse to let go of those experiences. You see why I say a lot of people need therapy. A lot of people in relationships, they need to speak to counselors, because what's happening is a lot of people are just messing up themselves by themselves. Okay, I saw a post somewhere today. Today I can't remember how it was phrased, but it said that a lot of people who suffer, in their marriages, suffer more from the effects of the failed relationships and the abuse and the issues they had in their relationships, more than they are even suffering in the marriage. Okay, and why is that the case? Because they take all of those negative experiences and bring it into their future, into their present life, okay, and take it out on this innocent person who has nothing to do with that past. You have to sort out those issues. That's why we tell people, don't go from relationship to relationship. Take time to evaluate your life. Take time to evaluate your values. Evaluate yourself. Please check our session in July where we did the relationship health indices. There are certain basic questions we said you should ask yourself there. Okay, one of which we said was, who have I become in the process of dating this person or being in a relationship with this person? Who have I become? I didn't used to shout at people before. How come now I'm always, violent? I'm always, irritable. This wasn't me. What has changed? What happened? Why is this happening? I didn't used to take alcohol before. Why am I consuming alcohol now? Why am I taking cigarettes now? Is it because of this person I associated with? Is it because of the time I dated this person? You want to ask all of those questions. In what ways have my values been impacted? I used to pray every night before. Now I can't even remember the last time I prayed. What's changing? Do you understand? You need to take your time and ask all these questions. You need to check what have you accepted as normal in your life that was never meant to be normal. You need to check all of that. Yeah, Millie says not resolving pieces of baggage is a huge problem. Yeah, that is so true. You need to check all of those things out. If not, you will carry the same insecure you from your previous bad experiences and torture the innocent human being who is trying so hard to be useful in your life. I know a lot of ladies who punish their guys because of their distrust. Your own distrust. In some cases, he hasn't even given you reasons to not trust him. Yeah, in some cases, he's giving you reasons once or twice. But listen, especially when, it's already a marriage. Listen, you're here. You have to hope for the best. And it's what you look for that you would find. If you want to see all the faults, oh my, you will keep seeing the faults. But if you choose to look past the faults like they don't exist, because of the vision, the kind of marriage you have in your mind, you're prayerfully addressing those issues and looking for the best ways to address them with your guy, but not confrontationally, and then not taking it out on him with insecurities, with controlling, with jealousy, or with distrust. What I'm saying basically is, young man, if she cannot trust you, then please bounce. There's this thing people used to do those days. I'm sure they still do it, where you're calling your girlfriend on the phone or your boyfriend, and he's talking, and then you hear a voice on the background, and you start asking, who is that? Who is there? For goodness sake, did the person isolate himself simply because he wanted to talk to you? This is somebody who could be on the street, who could be in anywhere, and it could be just anybody. Because you hear a female voice, will not have peace again in this world. Who is there? Put on the video. I want to see who is there. In some cases, they will say, give the person the phone, let me talk. What's all those nonsense? It's completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. You don't need to do that. Okay? Let me move on. So, if she cannot trust you, then you guys will have a lot of conflict in that relationship. Because relationship is built on trust. It's built on trust. You guys have to trust each other. All right? Yeah. Now this is a very important point that I didn't put in for the guys, but I chose to put it for the ladies, and I call it lack of emotional intelligence. If a lady lacks emotional intelligence, I'm putting it here because generally ladies are the ones who tend to be more emotional in their disposition towards life. And it's no fault of theirs. It's actually as a result of their biology. It's how they are created. Their hormones are different, so it affects everything, their processing, how they process information, how they interpret life, how they respond to things is completely different from you, the guy. Okay. So, for people who tend to be more emotional, it is important that you pay attention to emotional intelligence. And there's a very simple way I like to define it. I say emotional intelligence is simply the ability to understand, use, and manage your own emotions in a positive way. Let me say it again. The ability to understand, to use, to manage your own emotions in a positive way, to relieve stress, to communicate effectively, to empathize with others, and to overcome challenges and diffuse conflict. That was quite a long one, but I'll take it slowly so that you get all the points because it just says it all. The ability to understand. You need to understand yourself first. A lot of people running around not even knowing who they are. You need to understand yourself first. You need to know what it is that makes you happy, what it is that makes you sad, what it is that makes you angry, what it is that makes you excited. You need to understand yourself. They say it is he who knows himself that is enlightened. You need to know yourself. You see, and this is a big challenge because you don't even know yourself and then you're jumping into relationships. How do you know what you stand for and what you don't stand for? How do you even know who is good for you and who is not good for you? You need to know who you are. All right. So emotional intelligence, the ability to understand yourself, your emotions, okay, the ability to manage them, to know how to use them in positive ways. That is so key because there are people who just interpret everything in life against them. You interpret everything as if people are fighting you. You interpret everything as though you see somebody laughing, you say he's laughing at you. What if he did not even see you? I'm sure you can relate with that. You know, you're in a place, your self-esteem is playing tricks on you. Someone passes, looks at your direction and smile. You say the person is mocking you because your cloth is not fine. You are the only one who knows that your cloth is not fine. You know, and this thing happens to people sometimes. You know, there was one day I put on a particular cloth and I think on my way it got stained or something. And then when I got to where I was going to, someone pointed out that, there's this stain on your shirt. And I'm like, whoa, I'm already here. What am I going to do? Well, I mean, stuff happens, you know. So he said, well, what was I going to do? I said, I'm just going to act surprised. Anybody tells me a stain on my shirt, I'm going to be like, oh, really? Wow. Oh, my. But I already know there's a stain there. Okay. Now, I'm adopting that so that, I mean, I'm going to be shocked just like you. Not the one that I go there with the consciousness of, oh, my cloth is stained. And then I'm just, you know, feeling like, oh, everybody's going to be yabbing me. They're going to notice that my cloth, there's a stain on my white shirt. Or, maybe, you know, that's not my business. I mean, it's cloth. I mean, anything could have stained it. Do you understand? Now, I'm just using that as an example because some people are very conscious about themselves, the things that are not working in their lives. You see, the things that are not working for them, those are the things they are conscious about. You're conscious about your size. You're conscious about what they said about your leg, your complexion, your nose, your eyes, your hair, your shape. You know, you're thinking of all those things. And then when people are interacting with you, out of those defenses, you are always attacking people because you feel like they are coming for you. Meanwhile, they're not even coming for you. With emotional intelligence, you'll be able to manage your own emotions in positive ways. Very key. Now, when you're able to see things, you know, from the positive rather than staying on the negative, that's when you'll be able to relieve stress. You'll be able to communicate clearly and effectively. You see, you say something and someone doesn't understand you, it won't hurt you to say it again. You know, you don't just pick offense. I mean, should I tell you? You know, some of these little things that people quarrel for, you just wonder, hey, is there any bonanza going on where they say quarrel quick and you will get some money? Because you're just wondering, why do you just pick quarrels over little things? It's lack of emotional intelligence. They're not able to manage their own emotions in positive ways. So they don't know how to relieve stress. So instead of relieving stress, they are creating stress. They are collecting stress everywhere, you know, and then they are not communicating clearly. So even in your communication, there's problem. You say something your guy does not understand, and then you start giving him heat unnecessarily. You see? So emotional intelligence, the ability to understand, manage, and use your emotions in positive ways to help you relieve stress, communicate effectively, all right, diffuse tension, not to disseminate, but to reduce tension, all right, and then to empathize with others. That's an emotionally intelligent person. If you meet a lady who lacks emotional intelligence, she's going to stress you every bit of the way. Why? Because she's going to be interpreting things negatively, and as a result of those negative interpretations, she's going to be giving you a lot of negative energy. And ladies, if you don't know, one thing that guys want in their life is peace. Peace is what guys want. Peace of mind. Leave us alone. Don't stress our life. Men want peace in their lives. Somebody needs to write this down. Somebody needs to know it. A man wants you to give him peace. Yes, his head can be strong sometimes. Yes, he used to do anyhow sometimes. But please, when he's coming back to you, he wants to know that he's coming to his comfort place. He's coming to that place he has in the world where he is safe. Not that you go out there and there's torment and torture. You have to fight your way through traffic, through everything, get to work, hostility everywhere. You come back, then from frying pan to fire. A lady who lacks emotional intelligence, she won't know how to coordinate herself. You will come back from a very stressful day, she will follow you up with insults and harassment. You know, when you see those kind of people, just tell yourself that this friendship cannot go to the next level. You need to pay attention to yourself. You need to change. And if they are not putting in the effort to become better, then please, like I keep telling people, you can leave a relationship. They did not kill you there. All right. Now, the next point is just like the first, which has to do, and the next point is someone who lacks someone who has low self-esteem. Men, if you meet a lady with low self-esteem, now you see guys who want to take advantage of ladies, who want to manipulate them and just control their lives forever. They like ladies that don't have good self-esteem. Because what they end up doing is they end up building your sense of importance around them and around what they say to you, around how they treat you. At the end of the day, you find such ladies unable to leave those guys irrespective of how the guys are treating them. Why? Because the guys have mastered the art of manipulation and they have tied that lady's sense of importance to themselves such that she cannot even step out. You've heard guys say to a lady before, like, who do you think you are? Because I'm just dating, you're not even up to my level. Which guy out there do you think will want to date you? A man is telling you that and you're there crying, something is very wrong. You don't know who you are. All right? So, guys, you see a lady with low self-esteem, she's going to stress you. She's going to stress you. Now, how would you recognize low self-esteem? These are people who have no confidence in themselves. Some men like projecto, especially some of you church boys that you know how to preach, you know how to mentor, you know how to pastorate. You want to pastor her and mentor her, and then the mentorship is stressing your life. Because this person lacks confidence in herself. She doesn't see anything good in her. She's just conscious about her weaknesses. She's conscious about the things that are not working for her. Like the person we're describing, before. And then she's always comparing herself with those who are better than her. She's very sensitive to criticism. Like we just said, you say something and she feels like, hey, they're talking about me. That is because of me. How can you talk to me like that? Okay, it's not your sister. It's not you we're talking to. But no, she'll speak to friends. You see, now, the previous point and this one go together because such a lady is not emotionally, up and doing. And what that will do, yes, Papa, my father, thank you. That's what they used to say. She will stress you. And if you're somebody who wants a serious relationship, as a guy, you don't want that energy that is always drawing you down, always bringing you back to where she is to, how can you just be moving too fast? Come and stay here with me. Come and just draw like a bono with me. Just come to my realm. A lady who has low self-esteem, what she needs is not a relationship. What she needs is to discover herself. What she needs is a relationship with Christ and a relationship born out of that relationship with Christ with herself. She needs to see herself the way God sees her. She needs to find value in herself because God has placed a lot of value in you as a human. You need to find that value. There are many people who, from the moment they start discovering who they are, they start glowing like diamonds. That's when they start living. You start seeing all their positive energies. They can take the world. They are bold. They are powerful now. Why? Because they found light in finding themselves in God. All right, let me move on to the next point. And this one is a big one. If she is a nagging and a quarrelsome woman, that is a red flag. I'll show you what scripture says about it. Now, to nag is someone who nags, is someone who frequently complains and criticizes someone or something, and in a very annoying way. So the problem is not just that they say it once. The problem is the repetition. They say it, they keep saying it, they sing it. You're not listening, they're talking on the background. Hey, that's how some people come. Have fun now, I told you. If you say you are a man, auntie, let me breathe. Let me breathe. And don't forget, I told you men like peace. Okay. In fact, there's something about the way the brain of the male person is wired. He doesn't like repetitive sounds. There's the kind of sounds, it will become irritating. It just becomes irritating. So many times, that's what happens when you are nagging him. Oh, have fun now. I told you about it yesterday. Shall we discussed it now? Yeah, have you forgotten already? But I told you that. Remember now? But when are we going to? See, he heard you before. He heard you. He's just not ready. When he's ready, he will do it. But the fact that you cannot wait till that point and you keep nagging his life because you want him to respond to you the way you want it, when you want it, and how you want it. Listen, it doesn't always happen that way. So you know what? People who nag, what did the Bible say about them? Proverbs 21 verse 9 says, it is better to stay in the corner of a roof than to share the same house with that kind of woman. She will literally run you mad. People can lose their mind from nagging. You know that. You just lose your mind. I really don't, I don't support in any way domestic violence. I don't at all. However, I have witnessed, that's what I'm saying, certain instances where the lady knew that this guy had a temper issue, but she could not help her nagging. And when you nag him too much, because he cannot match you in the vibrations of your mouth, he will respond in a way that should shut you up. So many times, some of these people bring those troubles on themselves because you push this person to the point, to the limits of his self-control. And of course, that is why people need to have self-control and need to learn to discipline themselves. But you push them to their limits. What happens is he has lost peace in his mind. He doesn't know what to do anymore. Keep quiet. And the only way he can respond is maybe by pushing or hitting, and before you know, you say domestic violence, or he has hit me. But my point is, that's why the Bible said, run away, hide in the corner of a roof. In fact, in another verse, in Proverbs 25 verse 24, he says, 21 verse 19, he says, it's better to live in the desert. Go far away as possible from a woman who nags and is quarrelsome. Go as far away as possible. I need to emphasize that. Run away for your own good. Because at the end of the day, when you go and misbehave and you go and hit her, you do something you're not supposed to do, nobody is going to say it's because she was nagging you. You will be held responsible for your actions as an adult. Oh yeah. You see? So, a person who nags, you will find out from the day one of, let me tell you how it starts. Let me just tell you. The first signs that you see. You people met today. It was a good meeting. Everybody good and fine. Exchanged numbers, took ice cream, discussed about secondary school, discussed about university, discussed about the job, and that was okay. And then everybody went home. From when you people get, men sometimes, we don't know some basic courtesies, So he did not check on her to say, have you gotten home? He did not do that. Because in his mind, when she left him, she went home. And home was where she went to, and she got home. Why should she not get home? You see, he doesn't understand why he has to ask you, have you gotten home? How was the ride back? I hope everything is... He doesn't know that yet, perhaps. You see, then she starts with, And the guy goes, hey, what's up? What's the You cannot even check on me. Oh, really? We left each other an hour ago. How are you doing though? I hope you're good. Oh, wow. What if they kidnapped me before I got home? Okay, well, sorry, but did you get home? Are you home now? And why is it now you're asking me? Because I have now asked you that you are not asking me. Sister, you see the stress is already building up. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, sorry. Yeah, after you left, I got home like 10 minutes ago. I just got out the shower. So I was saying to myself, maybe later in the night, I was going to just pick up my phone and drop you a message. Later in the night, when they have done with my enemy what they want to do. So what if, I just start wondering, sister, where's all this going to now? What's up with you, man? And you say, okay, well, I'm sorry, man. Yeah, man, I was going to check on you. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Okay, that's what they used to say. Anyway, you just, what's all this? You will see the signs from the beginning. Someone say I've done this before. Wahala. Wahala. You will see the signs from the beginning. Now you see, women, what you don't know is that this thing that you are doing, he does not understand it. You are just stressing his life. You are just stressing. He doesn't understand it. Like I said in the first class where I spoke about yellow flags, I said things like this, you're the one who will teach the man. He doesn't know. So when he didn't call you, you will call him and say, how are you doing? I just called to let you know that I'm now home. Hope you got home fine too. He will say yes. That's all. Tomorrow it happens again, he does not call you. You will call him. Then at the end of the call, you now tell him, Oga, it won't be bad if you self called me to find out if I got home safely now. It's just a nice thing to do. I will feel good if you do that. And he'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'll try. He may even forget again the next time. But you see, you have to be patient with them. Do you understand? It's I should teach men to have some fun. See, when we are going to talk about this fun, maybe I will feature you. You will give us idea of the kind of fun that you people are looking for. You will let us know, because sometimes it's work that is in our head. Work. Serious thing. If it's not serious, we don't know why. What are you talking about? The fun what? So I'm not condemning that point. I'm just saying that the way our brain is wired, really, I mean, fun for me maybe is, we went out to watch a movie. What else? Should I be running up and down playing hide and seek? I don't understand. So maybe you will teach us. Maybe you can even suggest in the chat there, in the comments, what kind of fun, what kind of things you think men should do for fun. Because see, many times, and let me say this, you want you want to marry a serious-minded person. Somebody said, you don't know dollar rates. Who is thinking about fun? Another person says, man, I can't help laughing now. It's not funny in real life. So you that is looking for fun, look at the things that men are thinking of. That's what they are thinking of. Dollar rates, survivor, next level, business must move to permanent site. You are saying fun. They don't understand what you're talking about. Do you understand? So this is our reality. All right? So that kind of fun that you want, guess what? You suggest it. You say, you know what, let's go to the beach. You'll be surprised he's never gone to the beach because he doesn't know what he's looking for in the beach. You could tell him, okay, there's this place where we're going to ride quad bikes. We're going to play in they have a water park. You bring the idea. He doesn't know it. I was saying something before. The challenge now is that because the people that were in your life before were guy men, playboys were in those streets. They know all the corners because that's what they do for a living. They are not serious with you. They just want to wow you, chop you, and go. Now, when you hang out a lot with those kind of boys, you will now meet the serious-minded ones that don't know some of those places and start comparing them with those ones. And you will say they are boring. But at the end of the day, that one that was interesting is the one that gave you the breakfast that you've not recovered from. You see? But you see, this is the area where I say people don't even really know what they want. You're the one that will say you want somebody that is serious about the future, that can be a good father to your children, that can be a good husband to you, that is focused, has investments. But then, at the same time, you want the one that will just spontaneously just blow 1 million on a very beautiful weekend. What exactly do you want? You see? So, as a clique, one of these days you would suggest to us some of these fun things. So I'll be glad to teach it to the guys, how they can spice up that. But yes, there's a true point there. It's something we also need to learn, how to spice up our relationships and how to spice up our lives. Yeah, thank you, Ted Wiener. You said not all men are boring. Yes, some of us are both serious-minded and full of fun. Yes, I agree. It just takes two to tango. Yes, I agree. Any other young man there who is fun-loving and full of fun, you can also comment. Okay. Anyway, but I'm sure the points are very clear, right? When you see a nagging woman, the Bible says run away. Live in the corner of the roof or go to the desert. That's because you people have already married though. But if you spot all of these before you get married, run. Okay. How many can I take next? Maybe I'll just take one more. Let me try to do two very quickly. Okay. Now, somebody who cannot forgive, somebody who is full of grudges, who likes to keep malice, you will not enjoy a relationship with that person. Okay, so it's a red flag. You want to be concerned about that. She starts telling you all the people she has quarreled with since she was in primary school. I met a lady once, and this is no joke. She has a record. She has a book, like a diary, where she records what people did to her and the commensurate malice that they got. This one 7 days, this one 3 days, this one 3 months, this one 1 year, this one lifetime. Even my children, I will tell my children to not talk to her children. What kind of trophy is that? What kind of award are you getting as Nami keep malice pass? It's just completely unnecessary. When you see people like that who are very vengeful, unforgiving, these are the people that make conflicts in relationship very difficult to solve, because they're not ready to let go of self. In relationships, self must die, especially marriage. Anyway, of course, in Single and Ready Club, when I talk relationship, I'm saying relationships that are facing marriage, relationships that are that have marriage in view, that have marriage as a focus. All right. Yeah. So self must die. Self must die. You must put down your own expectations, your own, self, the flesh must die. You must, how did the Bible put it in Philippians 2? Where it says that you should think more about your partner. I'm paraphrasing. Let me see if I can quickly pull it out, because it's a very powerful scripture. I don't want to misquote it. It just jumped off my head. Philippians chapter 2, this is verse 4. Where it says something about how you should defer to the other person, okay? In love, preferring one another. That's what I was trying to say. In love, preferring one another. So defer to your partner, okay? If you are not ready to sacrifice, to be self-sacrificing, then you're not ready for a relationship, because at the end of the day, that is exactly what love is. Love is self-sacrificing, okay? Let me take this comment here, yeah? He says, but there's a major challenge here. Who now helps these women to become better? We can't keep running away from these women. I really feel pain when I meet such women, because I know they need help. Yeah, I spoke about people like you said earlier, who like to help them. There's nothing wrong, ever, but the problem is you can only help people who are willing to get help. Some of these people are not willing to get help. They're just trying to control you in their own way. You see, so when you try to administer help and someone keeps repelling your help, what will happen is you just have a prolonged relationship of sadness. Because every time you keep trying, you think she's making progress, but no way, she's not making progress. You keep trying for her, she's not making progress. She not agree. Tomorrow again, she will do it again. She will do it again. So for such people, refer them to a mentor. They should go to their church. They should meet their pastor. They should take their personal walk with God very seriously. They should grow on their own terms. You see, if you are a leader to these people, then you can mentor them, but you're not mentoring somebody that you're having feelings for, if that's what you're doing, because that one, a lot of things used to conflict inside. If you're mentoring them with no strings attached, awesome. I did that a lot. Do you understand? No strings attached. If you do anyhow, I deal with you very strictly. You know that we're not playing here. Somebody called me tonight by 2 a.m. I just say, let me check on you. I say, is something wrong with you? Did you check your time? How are you calling me by 2 a.m. to check on me? What kind of checking is that? Are you okay? Now, by the time I treat you like that, you know that tomorrow you will not call me by, because you are just looking for who to chat with. Okay. Now, because it's a mentorship relationship, I can be that strict with you and tell you, don't try this nonsense again. If you have something to say it to me during the daytime, or you send me a message. You see. But then, point is that's mentoring. That's different. Okay. I can teach you. I can instruct you. I can guide you. Right. But if it's somebody you want to do love relationship with, it will stress you. And if you're not ready for that journey, especially because you're thinking marriage, then that is why I suggest feel free to allow them to go and get help by themselves, and try to move on. Okay. Someone says background might have caused it. That is so true. A lot of young ladies are damaged. Yeah, young men and ladies, are damaged. That is so true. And that is the reason why I put out all these things I'm doing right now, because I realize that there's a lot of people out there. There are a lot of people who need help. A lot of people need help. All right. But don't get into an emotional relationship with somebody who you think you're trying to help. No, you would shortchange yourself and it won't work. Okay. There was another comment I saw. Yeah, I love the response. Oh, okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. You get what I'm saying? Exactly. Okay, well, it's about time already, so I can't take any other point. I will need to stop here. Please bear with me. I just try to keep it within the hour. Okay, so thank you so much for the engagements. Thank you for the responses. I'd love to do this again with you guys next week. Something big is coming up. I'm tempted to let the cat out of the bag, but I won't do that just yet. But something big is coming up. Keep watching this space. Before the end of the year, some exciting offer coming your way. And we're just taking this thing we're doing to the next level. And 2023 promises a lot in this space. A lot of engagement, a lot of value, a lot of wisdom. All right. Once again, thank you for joining. I really appreciate all of you who were part of this, for the comments, for the engagements and all of it. God bless you guys.